Hi, I'm Dr. Mcayla Sarno. You know, many people struggle with weight and body image and food and frankly live life on a diet. And it's no secret that food makes us feel better in the moment. But what happens when this begins to impede your life and your relationships and reaching your full potential and your purpose? What happens when you want to finally make that change and you can't? Well, you're certainly not alone, and there certainly is no shortage of endless options to combat food and weight and body image issues. However, there's something you should know if you've tried weight loss programs, if you've tried counting calories, meal plans, and every exercise equipment available to mankind, and still struggle to get on top of this obstacle in your life. It's because you're using a behavioral strategy to overcome a psychological block. You see, when we struggle with food and weight, we call this disordered eating. And disordered eating is a behavior, but what many don't realize is that this behavior is just a symptom, like all behaviors. Yet, how many of you have been treating the symptom itself? This is why you've been on the hamster wheel. Like any addictive or obsessive behavior, what you've got is a clear sign of a symptom, and treating the symptom will only alert the brain to secure the symptom further. Why? Because your brain knows you're trying to take something away. And this symptom is put in place for a reason. There is a purpose for the role this symptom plays in your life. The question is, what is the purpose for it? Are you creating a safety zone with your weight? Is it a defense against getting close to people? Is it a defense to avoid relationships and avoiding rejection? Is it an unconscious defense against reaching your full potential? Are you hiding behind your weight? Or are you simply lacking the coping skills to manage your anxiety or loneliness, fear, sadness, etc., and food has become your main source of comfort and nurturing? And what are the beliefs you're holding that match some of these behaviors? I can't trust. I'm not good enough. I can't succeed. If you are to overcome emotional eating, you've got to address the wound and change the limiting belief that underlies that behavior and coping skill. Now, that might, for some of you, make you uncomfortable just hearing those words. But what if you could address the underlying wound without doing therapy? What if rather than feeling a lack of control, you felt more in control? What if this process of addressing the wound made you feel empowered, and rather than anticipating a loss, you ongoingly felt a gain? As a licensed psychotherapist, an E.M.D.R. and addiction specialist, and brain training and mindset expert, I've spent many years helping people combining psychology and neuroscience to understand how the brain programs and wires in these patterns of behavior, such as in emotional eating. And what I've found is that by understanding and working with the way the brain operates, ending the battle of emotional eating is really possible for anyone to do. You see, the brain is full of maps and pictures, and every map and every picture describes everything you know and understand in the world. And by utilizing visuals and neuro-linguistic techniques, you can reprogram and rewire your brain with the new core beliefs that allow you to move beyond this battle with food, weight, and body image. The goal is reprogramming the way you respond to triggers, which in this case means cravings, because cravings are just feelings. And there's no such thing as a feeling or an emotion that is not tied to a cognition or a belief. And we become programmed to align our lives by our beliefs. And these beliefs create guidelines to which we cannot move beyond. And those guidelines are the wiring in your brain. If you have a core belief such as, I'm not good enough, your brain will prompt you to create your circumstances so that you do not have the things in your life that a good enough person would have. So you've got to change the wiring. How do you do that? Well, I've created a program to help you. You see, after working years in inpatient eating disorder facilities and implementing neuroscientific and psychological approaches, I've created a gold mine formula that provides that shift you need to get over this hump in your life. If you're ready to make a change in your life, to try an approach that sticks, that doesn't feel painful, that doesn't feel uncomfortable, if you want to feel empowered and in control, join me in my End Emotional Eating program and I'll take that journey with you. Just click on the button below. And for now, here's to living.